Are you the exception or the rule when it comes to love relationships? I'm Nancy J with the AFA Celebrity Spotlight on the cast of He's Just Not That Into You. It's the story of 20 and 30-somethings as they navigate their various relationships from the shallow end of the dating pool to the deep, murky waters of commitment. Trying to read the signs of the opposite sex and hoping to be the exception to the no exceptions rule. And bottom line, we've all been there. I have to tell you though, watching this, it hits so close to home. Some of the time I was like, oh no.
Which parts?
Oh, all of the parts.
Really?
I mean, I think we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah, there's so many different ways. You know, every character has such their own unique story of how they all interconnect with one another. I think that there's definitely a kind of a character for every person.
Yeah.
You know, kind of they're all different moments in your life and different moments in, you know.
Yeah, the construction's pretty amazing how they've been able to create all these different archetypes, and it's true, you can relate to each one, and it definitely starts a debate about what's, you know, because you're siding with one character and then all of a sudden it switches. I mean, it's interesting, the whole genesis of everybody's relationship.
A girl will never forget the first boy she ever likes.
Why did you do that? Because you smell like dog poo.
Honey, do you know why that little boy did those things? Because he likes you.
That's the beginning of our problem. We're all programmed to believe that if a guy acts like a total jerk, that means he likes you.
Hey, Connor, I hadn't heard from you, and, I mean, how stupid is it that a gal's got to wait for a guy's call anyway, right? We're all equal, right? More women are accepted into law school now than men. Call me.
He's totally gonna call.
Watching this movie, I love this movie, cannot stop talking about it, but it hits so close to home. I mean, I was like this the whole time going,
mission accomplished.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the biggest compliment we could get.
I know, but it's almost unsettling.
Well,
It's a little too good. That's what you're saying.
When I know that in my first meeting with the director, we talked about how he and I had both had the same experience reading the script for the first time, which was truly covering our eyes and saying, how did they get my phone number? And we, you know, it was a goal to make something that was so relatable, it would be, you know, make the audience viscerally uncomfortable, because you only can experience change, and we hope to give the audience permission to change and, you know, listen and...
And is that how you felt too when you read the script?
No, I read that. Well, again,
or did you read the book?
I read the book.
Okay.
I read a good portion of the book before I read the script, and I was impressed with how the script remained true to the book, because they really are two different formats. Really, I mean, the screenplay and the book is something that, you know. They did a good job. It's true. The screenplay was true to the book. So.
This guy, he MySpaced me.
Ouch. MySpace is the new booty call.
Oh.
You know, Annie gave me the old, I'll call you right back. Should I call back?
Should you call back? No.
I know, I'm going to call back and say I'm going to bed.
What? No.
It's a genius idea.
It's 9:30.
I just need you to stop being nice to me unless you're gonna marry me.
This feels like a trick.
There are many people who never get married.
Ooh, look at Al Pacino. Never been married. Happy as a clam. Would I be Al Pacino in this scenario?
You have no messages.
Were you obsessing, pacing back and forth, staring at your phone for days?
Maybe he lost my number, or is out of town, or got hit by a cab.
Or maybe he has no interest in seeing you again.
No guy actually wants to get married. And if they do, all they're really thinking about are all the women they're going to miss out on.
I don't want to be with anybody else. I just want to be with Beth.
I'm married. I don't do this.
What if you meet the love of your life? Are you supposed to let them pass you by? So we're friends.
Yeah.
You know, you may be the best friend I've ever had.
Is this just a chick flick? We've already been having discussions about this.
I think it's sort of I think because the female characters are really strong and the male characters are equally strong. I don't know, the men are very masculine and the women are dealing with their own issues. So I feel like even though it's sort of a romantic comedy, I feel like the husbands and boyfriends that are going with their girlfriends and wives wouldn't be through torture, you know. It's not like one of those kind of chick movies that the guy's like.
No, not. I actually don't think it's just a chick flick. I really don't.
It's kind of like a slice of life. It's sort of. I kind of relate it to those sort of early, like a like almost like a Parenthood or like one of those kind of movies. That it's really just like a movie about people, you know.
From New Line Cinema comes a comedy about meaning what you say.
I gotta go to bed, though.
Is that an invitation?
What?
Without saying what you mean.
Oh, good. That was cheesy. I had this guy leave me a voicemail at work, so I called him at home. And then he emailed me to my BlackBerry, and so I texted to his cell. And now you just have to go around checking all these different portals just to get rejected by 7 different technologies. It's exhausting.
Great cast, great movie, even if it hits a little too close to home. Look for He's Just Not That Into You at your Real Time Theater.